This kick can decide it all. The nation holds its breath. Yes, we're there!
Hi and welcome back to the podcast. Today we're going to talk about a player called Ryan Johansson. Now you might remember Ryan. He hit the headlines in Ireland. He was playing for their youth team in Bayern Munich, first ever Irish player I've heard of representing Bayern Munich, so at any level. So he's a 22-year-old midfielder born in Luxembourg with quite a globe-trotting life in football to date. And again, only at 22. I'm sure there's going to be other moves. And he's represented Ireland, and he fought to represent Ireland, so obviously it means a lot to him at youth level. So he has had an interesting youth career and played already in numerous countries throughout Europe. He started off and also represented 3 different countries at youth level internationally. He started off at a Racing Union, a Luxembourg club. In 2015, as a 15-year-old, he moved to France, French club Metz. And then in 2017, as a 17-year-old, he moved to the footballing giants, as I said, Bayern Munich, becoming the first player to represent them, as far as I'm aware, ever. And again, to represent Bayern Munich at any level is a big achievement, but also Bayern Munich has a very good underage program, so that's good. It was while he was at Bayern Munich that he came to the attention of the Irish media, again because of the link to Bayern Munich. And yeah, he's at that stage he was Irish eligible, but he hadn't actually represented Ireland. He'd represented Sweden and Luxembourg. So he's born in Luxembourg and his father is from Sweden. So unfortunately, he didn't make it at Bayern Munich at senior level. And in 2020, as a 19-year-old, he signed for another big European team, Sevilla, signing a 6-year deal. So that will bring him up to 2026. Now, he's represented the reserve team of Sevilla, who play in the 4th division in Spain. And in the 2019-2020 season, he only made 6 appearances. And in the 2021 season, he made 9 appearances. He went out on loan to Dutch top division side Fortuna Sittard in the 21-22 season, and it was a season-long loan. However, there he only made 6 appearances from the bench, mostly from the bench, if not all from the bench. But still, you know, he's a young lad, so all these experiences are going to mould him and, you know, show him that a lesson that life isn't easy, so you gotta you taking the long road. There's going to be knocks along the way. So anyway, while he hasn't set the world alight for anyone as of yet in first team football, he's only 22, just gone the 15th of February, so that's 9 days ago from this recording. And he has experience in 5 different European countries and leagues. So he's gone to Luxembourg, France, Germany, Spain, Netherlands. On top of that, he's represented Luxembourg, Sweden and Ireland. His mother's from Ireland. So he's got a wealth of experience already at such a young age. And it can only put him in good stead. And his next step is to break into regular week in, week out first team football. So once he makes the step up to first team football, that's really the missing link of his career to date. But once he gets week in, week out, wherever that is, maybe that's not at Sevilla, but he's signed up to them to 2026, so I don't know how that's going to end, how he's going to get out of that contract if he needs to go somewhere, because he can't just hang around there and play for the reserve team and go out on loan and here, there and everywhere for the next, 3 years. So, yeah, no, he really needs to sort out his first team football now. I mean, it's the end of February now, so he has March, May really left. March, April, May left. So next season, probably key, unless he goes on loan somewhere. I mean, he could, in theory, go on loan to the League of Ireland and play through the summer. First team football, be finished with them either at the start of the season. Anyway, he's got options ahead, but obviously he has his own thoughts and ideas of how he's going to get first team football. He's not a silly guy, so I'm sure on the international front he has, as I said, lots of options because of his lack of first team football. Really, none of them are going to turn into senior international football, which is a bit out of reach as of yet. Now, a few years ago, he might have been able to get into the Luxembourg side, but they've seriously improved as well. So, he really needs to get first team football before he can represent anyone, Luxembourg, Sweden or Ireland. So if he gets the first team football and it's at a high enough level, really Ireland and Luxembourg are viable options. Sweden, they're kind of a step up, no disrespect to Ireland, so but his preference out of the three has been Ireland, it would seem, because he really fought tooth and nail to represent Ireland, and he was initially denied, and then he came back, said he was going to represent Sweden because he had no other option, but then there was an appeal or something, and he got his chance to represent Ireland, again where his mum is from. So as I said, he's a bit far away from senior football with Ireland, and one would imagine Sweden is no longer an option unless he really gets to the highest level. But if he can get regular football, the world's his oyster, really. Either way, I'm sure his career will continue to be interesting. It's highly interesting to date. I don't expect him just to fade into the distance. I do expect him to turn it good, and I imagine international football isn't too far away. He's not a lad that's afraid to travel either, so really you could, in theory, turn up anywhere in the world. Thanks for listening, folks.